Welcome back to the deep dive. Our mission here is to give you that shortcut. We take a massive pile of sources, find the absolute best knowledge nuggets, and, well, deliver them straight to you.
And today, we are really tackling a physical behemoth.
We are. It's the 704-page padded hardcover edition of the Book of Unusual Knowledge.
It is a massive book, and we're going deep into the bizarre. I mean, this source is basically a grab bag of obscurity. It's packed with facts on everything from, animals and TV to deep history.
And our mission for you, the learner, is simple. We parachute in, we extract the most surprising, high-value facts that give you real insight, not just, shock value.
Right.
We want you to walk away from this deep dive with the best conversation starters.
And the book is really built for that. It says right there it's for the curious mind, the trivia buff who wants to dig a little deeper.
Mm.
And its format is perfect for what we do. It's all short articles, lists, games. You get that immediate hit of information without having to read a whole textbook.
Okay, so let's unpack this genre of unusual knowledge first, because our sources actually reveal some important critiques of the book itself that we need to talk about.
Yeah, you have to hold your sources up to the light.
Right.
And while the content is fun, there are some, let's say, structural quirks.
Quirks. I like that.
The first thing a lot of readers pointed out is that it's extremely U.S.-centric.
So even with a general title, it's really American history, American pop culture.
Exactly. If it's talking pop culture, it's probably talking Tinseltown. The second thing is that it's pretty dated.
Right. It was published in 2012.
Yeah, so the most current stuff is from the early 2000s, which, is fine for historical deep cuts, but you're not getting anything on, say, streaming culture.
It kind of raises a point about trivia itself. I mean, one person's vital historical fact is another's useless pop culture footnote from 2005.
And that leads to the biggest critical point, which is that there's no bibliography, no references.
So that's a red flag.
It is. I mean, it's fun, it's well laid out, but without sources, you have to question the accuracy. Some readers who actually found a few facts were off the mark a bit.
So you have to take it with a grain of salt, which is a good lesson in itself for any learner in this age of information overload.
Oh, sure. The real value might be in thinking critically about what you're reading.
But let's jump to a fact that does give you a sense of just, wow, monumental scale. The book estimates it took Stone Age workers 30 million work hours to build Stonehenge.
30 million hours. Just think about that.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. I mean, if that much labor went into it without modern tools, what does that say about their society?
Yeah, it was highly organized.
Way more than we give them credit for.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just a weekend project. This took vast, structured effort over generations.
So complex organization is definitely not a modern invention. Okay, speaking of complexity, let's dive into the movies and television chapter, because the origin of Hollywood is just, it's pure irony.
It really is.
Hollywood was founded on strict temperance.
The total inverse of what it became. The city was founded in the mid-1880s by a guy named H.H. Wilcox, and his whole idea was to create the antithesis of Los Angeles.
He wanted a preservationist society, right?
Okay.
No saloons, no red light districts.
Exactly. He was a huge advocate for the temperance movement. He was aiming for this clean, Christian community.
He even offered free lots to anyone who would build a Protestant church.
He was building his utopia.
Yeah.
But then, geography and commerce had other plans.
The film industry arrived.
Yep. In 1911, they were drawn by the climate, frost-free, cheap land, and all the different landscapes. You have deserts, mountains, beaches, all right there.
And here's the best part, the biggest historical joke. The very first film studio, Nestor Film Company, set up shop in a former tavern.
No way.
Yes, at the corner of Sunset and Gower, they just completely overran his dry, preservationist dream.
So sunshine and cheap land win every time. What a story.
It's incredible. Now, shifting from geography to geopolitics, the book gives this absolutely stunning context for a classic film, Casablanca.
And this just deepens the reality of that movie so much. The story about European refugees trying to escape the Nazis, that wasn't just a plot device.
It was real life for the cast.
It was. 11 of the 14 actors in the opening credits were actual refugees from Hitler's Europe.
11 out of 14. That is powerful. You have the director, Michael Curtiz from Hungary, Peter Lorre from Austria.
And Conrad Veidt, the actor who played the villain, Major Strasser. He was a German refugee who hated the Nazis so much he would only agree to play them if they were, in his words, thoroughly detestable.
So knowing these actors were literally living the fate their characters were afraid of, it just changes the whole emotional weight of the film.
It really does. It wasn't just wartime drama. It was defiance. It was a testament to the talent that survived being displaced.
Did audiences at the time know that, or is that something we've only appreciated in retrospect?
Well, they certainly felt the urgency of the war. But that deep, personal, biographical layer is something that has really cemented the film's reputation over time.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's have some fun, because Hollywood is just a factory for myths.
Oh, yeah.
Let's fact-check some urban legends, starting with the Gerber baby. People say it was Humphrey Bogart.
It's a great myth, but nope, not true. The rumor probably started because Bogart's mom was an illustrator, and she did sell a drawing of him for a baby food ad.
But not for Gerber.
Right, it was for Mellon's baby food. The real Gerber baby was a woman named Anne Turner Cook, and the drawing was done in 1928.
Okay, myth number 2. Walt Disney. Is he cryogenically frozen?
A classic, but also false. His burial was kept private, which is what fueled all the speculation, but his remains are interred, totally unfrozen, in a mausoleum in Glendale, California.
Now for the spooky one. The ghost in Three Men and a Baby.
The ghost boy with the shotgun.
Yes. People swore they saw an actual spirit.
This is a perfect example of our brains wanting to see a ghost story. What looks like a ghostly boy is actually just a cardboard cutout
Cardboard cutout.
of Ted Danson. It was for a subplot about a dog food commercial that got cut from the movie. And the scene was filmed on a studio set, not some haunted house.
Okay, last one. This is my favorite. The Munchkin suicide in The Wizard of Oz.
Ah, yes. The dark shape moving in the background as Dorothy skips down the road.
People genuinely thought a heartbroken Munchkin was doing something dark in the background.
It says a lot more about us than the movie, right? The shape is actually just an exotic bird.
A bird?
Mm-hmm. The studio rented a bunch of them from the Los Angeles Zoo to make the set look more interesting. You're just seeing one of them in the distance flapping its wings.
That is fantastic. Okay, let's move from the film set to the real world. I want to talk about bat saliva.
A brilliant example of how a bizarre fact can lead to, critical human applications.
So, vampire bats, they don't suck blood.
No, they lick it. They make a small cut and then lick it up.
Hmm.
But the fascinating part is their saliva. It contains a really powerful anticoagulant.
And this is where the knowledge becomes super high value. We're talking about a potential stroke drug from a bat's mouth.
Precisely. Scientists are studying these enzymes to develop treatments for strokes and heart conditions. The enzyme keeps blood flowing long after it should have clotted. It's like sci-fi medicine, but nature already figured it out.
Nature is incredible. What other weird biological facts did you pull? Give us some quick hits.
Okay, swallowing chewing gum. It doesn't stay in your stomach for 7 years.
Thank goodness.
The indigestible part just passes through in 2 or 3 days. Also, everyone has a unique tongue print.
A tongue print. So forget fingerprints. We should be using tongue scans.
Maybe. And the big one. Cracking your knuckles. Does it cause arthritis?
The ultimate question. What's the verdict?
The answer is no, it does not directly cause arthritis. That popping sound you hear is just bubbles bursting.
Bubbles?
Yeah, bubbles of gas in the synovial fluid that lubricates your joints. You're literally just popping tiny bubbles.
That is oddly satisfying and also a little alarming.
It is. And while it won't give you arthritis, the book does note it can injure the joints and weaken your fingers over time. So maybe don't make it a constant habit.
Good to know. Okay, let's shift themes and look at how some of these odd facts are kind of baked into American culture, like motorsports.
Right. The book suggests that NASCAR might have its roots in bootlegging moonshine.
Which makes perfect sense when you think about it.
It does. In the South, drivers needed these modified super-fast cars to outrun the law while they were transporting illegal liquor. They were basically training for high-speed racing every single night.
That mix of lawlessness and engineering, that's very American.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of unexpected cultural architects, let's talk about the queen of the soaps, Erna Phillips.
An absolute revolutionary. She was a radio actress in 1920s Chicago, and she completely changed daytime broadcasting.
Before her, daytime was considered a dead zone for programming.
Totally. But she saw this huge untapped audience. Millions of women at home during the day. So in 1930, she proposed a show called Painted Dreams.
A serialized drama made just for that audience.
And it was a monster hit. Her creation of the soap opera genre reportedly tripled network revenue from daytime shows in the 1930s.
And she basically invented all the rules we still see today, right? The organ music for drama, the temptress character.
And the most important one, The cliffhanger.
The cliffhanger.
That's her legacy. It's the structure that ensures you come back. It's the blueprint for everything from prestige TV to the way Netflix drops a series. She was writing the manual for binge watching.
And writing 2 million words of script a year. The output is just staggering. Now, that kind of serial drama evolved directly into reality TV.
Yeah, and the book reminds us the concept is way older than we think. It goes back to 1948 with Candid Camera.
Which started on the radio as Candid Microphone.
Right, and shows like Truth or Consequences in the 50s were already using ordinary people performing stunts.
So what made it explode in the late 80s?
Economics, really.
Yeah.
The 1988 Writers Guild of America strike. Networks needed cheaper content, so shows like Cops debuted. They proved unscripted TV was way cheaper to make, and audiences loved it.
So it all comes down to a labor dispute. That context is crucial. Okay, let's wrap up by looking at how a global media giant, Sesame Street, adapts its content for local issues.
This is just brilliant. Sesame Street airs in over 120 countries, and it's not just translated, it's culturally customized.
Using this global platform for public service, give us an example.
So in South Africa, their version is called Takalani Sesame.
Yeah.
They introduced a Muppet named Kami.
Okay.
Kami is a friendly 5-year-old Muppet who is also HIV positive.
Wow. That is a profound choice.
It was a direct, powerful way to address AIDS awareness and fight the stigma around the disease, especially for children. They used a trusted character to normalize a very serious reality.
That's an incredible use of media.
Absolutely. And they tailor other characters, too.
Yeah.
In Bangladesh, their show Sisimpur uses a Muppet named Tuktuki to promote gender equality.
And what about in a place like Kosovo?
There, they have 2 programs, and they use familiar characters like Bert and Ernie and Elmo to foster unity in a post-conflict nation. They show kids from different ethnic groups playing together, trying to highlight their similarities.
That's maybe the most powerful application of culture we've talked about. So let's recap this dive. We've covered the sheer breadth of this trivia volume. We've noted its U.S.-centric bias and found some real gems.
We have, from the truth behind Hollywood movies to biological fact that could actually lead to medical breakthroughs.
And I think by looking at these nuggets, we learn not just what happened, but why it matters, like realizing the potential of bat saliva or the real human stories behind a film like Casablanca.
That's how you turn fun trivia into, genuine understanding.
Exactly. So I want to leave you with one final thought from the book's really obscure corners. It also details these truly eccentric lives, like an American king named James Strang who tried to rule a kingdom in the Midwest,
Right.
or the man who decided to bury 10 Cadillacs nose down in a field in Texas, Cadillac Ranch.
Facts that don't really have a neat application.
Right. So the question I'm left with is, what is it about those truly bizarre footnotes of history that keeps us hooked? It's not just the useful facts, it's the sheer unpredictable weirdness of the human mind and the choices people make. You might just want to dig into that next.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.